The CEO of a Polish company has come out with an apology after a video went viral.
That was a grown man in the stand stealing that hat from a child.
You've all seen the clip by now, and if you've watched my last video, you know how this story blew up. But if you haven't seen it, here's a quick recap of the moment that started it all. Kamil Majczak had just finished his match at the US Open. He spots a kid in the crowd, Brock, waiting with eyes wide, hoping for a souvenir. Majczak does the classy thing. He takes his signed cap and holds it out for the boy. The kind of moment that should have made headlines for all the right reasons. But instead, the world got something else. That man wasn't just any spectator. He was Piotr Szkaradek, a millionaire CEO from Poland. And in that instant, his reputation flipped from successful businessman to the face of entitlement. The internet did not hold back. Clips went viral across X, TikTok, and Reddit. Comment sections were filled with people calling Piotr greedy, shameless, and worse. Outrage grew by the hour. People weren't just angry at what happened, they were furious that an adult would steal a child's moment and do it so casually, in front of the world. The anger didn't stay online. It spilled over to his company, DROG-BRUK. Review sites lit up overnight. Ratings were suddenly replaced with walls of one-star reviews. Reports say the company's score dropped down to around 1.2 at one point. And when the pressure got unbearable, Piotr finally stepped forward. He released a statement. He said it was all a huge mistake. He claimed he thought the hat was being offered to him or his kids, not to Brock. He gave the cap back, reached out to the family, and asked for forgiveness. On paper, that might sound like accountability, but to the people who watched the video, the apology felt hollow. Too little, too late. A lot of viewers believe the only reason he said anything was because the backlash had become impossible to ignore. Meanwhile, Majczak made sure Brock still got his day. He tracked the boy down and handed him new signed gear, restoring at least some of the magic that Piotr had ruined. Brock got his story, but the internet wasn't finished. Because here's where things turned upside down. The rage that should have ended with Piotr didn't stop there. It spread wider, hitting people who had nothing to do with the match at all. Here's where things get unfair. The world was furious at Piotr, and honestly, most people agreed he deserved the backlash. But the internet didn't stop with him. Instead, it went looking for his company, and that's when a single tiny detail blew everything up even worse. See, Piotr is the CEO of a paving firm called Drogbruk, no hyphen. But there's another business in Poland, a small one called Drogbruk, with a hyphen, owned by a man named Roman Szkaradek in the town of Zgorzelec. That one little dash became the difference between the guilty and the innocent. And people online didn't notice. Roman's company had zero connection to Piotr or the US Open. His employees were just ordinary people doing their jobs, completely unaware that a viral storm was about to land on their doorstep. But when viewers went searching for Drogbruk, a lot of them stumbled onto Drogbruk instead. And without checking, they let the hate fly. Phones started ringing off the hook, not with customers, but with strangers yelling at staff. The company's Facebook page filled up with angry comments. Google reviews tanked. Years of building a solid reputation got trashed in hours, all because people couldn't be bothered to double-check the name. Imagine showing up for work one day, only to be screamed at for something you didn't even know happened. That's what Roman and his team were facing. And even inside Drogbruk, the real company Piotr runs, there are employees who had nothing to do with this either. They didn't grab the hat. They didn't make that decision. They're just regular workers trying to earn a paycheck, suddenly caught in the crossfire because their boss couldn't resist stealing a child's spotlight. Yet people online targeted them too, as if the whole staff were guilty by association. This is what happens when outrage spreads faster than facts. It doesn't stop to check the spelling of a company name. It doesn't pause to ask, wait, am I yelling at the right person? It just hits whoever looks close enough. And in this case, the collateral damage was brutal. So if you take one thing away from this part of the story, it's this. Tell people the difference between Drogbruk and Drogbruk. Share it in your group chats, comment sections, wherever you saw the mistake. Let's make sure the people who didn't grab that hat stop getting burned for it. And while we're at it, remember, blame should stay on the man caught on camera, not the employees who had nothing to do with his choice. Anger is fair when it's aimed at the guilty, but when it spills over, it destroys innocent people's lives too. But that still leaves us with a bigger question. What's the right way to call out behavior like this without starting a firestorm that burns the wrong house down? And what do you think people should do to make sure we don't add fuel to the wrong fire? Outrage can be powerful. It can call out bad behavior, it can hold people accountable, but only if it's aimed at the right target. Otherwise, you're just torching bystanders who don't deserve it. And once that damage is done, there's no easy way to undo it. So the next time you see a viral scandal blowing up your feed, take a second. Double-check the names. Make sure you're not about to drag the wrong person or the wrong company. Because one dash, one typo, one wrong click can change everything. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Piotr's apology was real or just damage control? Should platforms be stepping in when review bombing gets out of hand? And where do you draw the line between calling someone out and dogpiling on innocent people? Share your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.